Beermageddon Day 2, and I've been joined with From the Ashes. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad, thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, we're doing very well, thank you.
Excellent. What brings you to Geddon?
We've got friends of ours which we've played with, and you know, we've obviously come to support them, check the venue out, been talking to Jim and organisers, and just trying to obviously open to break through into playing next year, hopefully.
Oh, superb, superb. So let's have a chat about you guys. If someone out there has never heard your genre of music, how would you describe it?
Probably a more metal version of Cancer Bats. It's very high energy, high tempo. Vocalist is very much in the same range as that. So it's just like we can't stay static on stage. There's very much we're moving around and very pacey music. So,
I mean, the comparison with Cancer Bats mainly comes from the vocalist. He sounds quite a lot like Liam from Cancer Bats, but the music is a bit more sort of riffy, sort of more metal.
Yeah. Excellent. So you're saying you can't stand still and say, has there been any clashes or near misses?
We've had a few near misses with guitars accidentally hitting people.
We played a festival in Abertillery in Wales called Hard and Heavy Fest, and at one point I mean the stage is quite tight, and me and Matt were on the same side of the stage and kept sort of bumping into each other, so I thought, right, I'm going to go out in the crowd. So I was walking out into the crowd, I felt a little tug, and all of a sudden my guitar cut out. I looked round, and our singer's like, I'll get it. just went and plugged me back in. So.
To be fair, the show must go on now. Yeah. Got to try and stay professional.
I've bought a wireless system now.
But no, it's all good time.
So have you guys got a Facebook page or a website?
Yeah, yes. We're on Facebook. We haven't got a website as of yet, but you know, hopefully sort of when we're a bit further along, we've got our EP recorded and that, which we're doing at the moment, then we'll look into getting all the other stuff. So.
Yeah, we're actually halfway in the studio at the moment doing a 4-track EP.
Oh, excellent.
But it's quite complex. We've got
we made it 5 tracks.
Oh, of course, yeah. Our drummer's in Afghanistan. He's actually in the RAF.
Oh, right.
So he's serving a bit.
So he's on deployment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's away for a couple of months. He's back the 2nd of September, and then we're going to push on with it. Then hopefully get the EP end of October, start of November time.
Yeah.
So.
But no, it's all good times.
I mean, we're hoping to get it out in October because we've got our first ever headlining show at the Two Pigs in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
And we really like, because Chip, who owns the Two Pigs, is a good friend, and we'd love to have our EP launch party there, but it all depends how quickly it gets done, you know. So
yeah. So will the EP be out like? Will you be doing stuff on like Reverb Nation, or start off with? For like putting links up on like samples up on like your Facebook page.
We'll be putting some. We've got some demos up on our Facebook page already. We've got about 9 songs.
Yeah, we've got stuff on SoundCloud as well.
Yeah.
So there is access for people to listen to our tracks online. So.
But it's all rough demos at the moment. But when the actual EP is recorded properly, then for that, CDs to sell at our gigs, and you know, hopefully get a press pack together and try and get some bigger gigs as well.
Excellent. So when it comes to like the artwork, is that kept amongst you guys, or do you have like a close friend who does?
We've got a couple, haven't we? Lexi and Si, they kind of do a lot of work for us.
I used to be in a thrash band called Suicide Watch a few years ago, and we were on tour, and I met this guy in Derby called Si Brown, and he's a graphic artist, and he designed our logos, and he's sent us a couple of like t-shirt designs and stuff. But then I've also got a friend, Lexi Patterson. She's got like an artist page on Facebook, and she's a really good artist. And she's at the moment she's drawing a cover for our EP.
Oh, excellent!
Because we didn't want it digitally done. We wanted an actual painting. Because not a lot of people do that these days.
No.
So,
no. Yeah. There was once upon a time, well, many years ago. You're going quite back. Obviously, the main one which always stands out is obviously Iron Maiden's artist.
Yes, of course.
The #1 artist, album artist in the world. Type He still is.
Well, and of course there's Ed Repka as well.
Exactly.
A lot of thrash stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, and we'd like, when we release albums and EPs, we'd like sort of a proper artist doing it rather than, you know, copy and pasting things, if you know what I mean. So, no, we like the sort of, because obviously music's our art, so we'd like to incorporate other art into
Try
it.
and keep it as original as possible.
Yeah, that's cool.
Definitely.
So if you was to one of your tracks, you wanted a video like done for it, what sort of style would you look at?
Ooh. quite
question,
dark, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there would be.
It'd have to be quite dark. I'm not really sure. What comes to my head is the video for Territory by Sepultura.
Very dark.
Sort of,
yeah.
dark and derelict sort of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, when we're on stage we have a laugh, you know. When we're playing the music it's serious, but in between...
We take the music very seriously and the finished article, but we're not serious at all.
Yeah. we have a really good laugh.
It's very much like I'm in a band with former best mates, you know.
So, but when it comes down to the music it is quite dark and, you know, there's a lot of meaning behind it, so...
Excellent. So how did you guys actually meet?
Me and John and Aaron, our drummer, has been like best friends for years, and then we got in contact through a second guitarist.
Yeah.
He lives in Tewkesbury, and we're all in Forest of Dean based.
Yeah.
And he's got his best mate's younger brother singer wanted to try out, and that's how it kind of all slotted together. Really,
it just happened.
Yeah.
It was weird. We didn't really force anything, did we? It just fell into place.
We just kind of jammed as a three-piece for a while. I mean, we had like the backbones of songs ready, but it wasn't a finished article by any stretch of the imagination.
Because I think me, Matt and Aaron had about 5 songs written, and then Morgan joined, and we sort of fine-tuned those songs, and then when we brought Josh in, we had some songs ready for him to learn. And then when we asked him to join the band, what we do now is, you know, we'll write the music and then let him write the lyrics, because, you know, we all want to have a big part in everything. So
so we all kind of like share the sort of like the process of putting the songs together. You know, there isn't really one or two people that do all the work. You know, we all add our little bit of flavour and elements to it, and that's how come you get the finished product.
I think that's the best way to go, because sometimes, like you say, it normally falls down to either one or two people within the band that will, one person will write the vocals and the other one would just do everything else.
Sure.
And then the rest of the band have got to conform to what's being written. It's like, well, no.
That's what we thought is, if we did that, then all the songs would end up sounding quite similar.
Yeah.
But because we've all got such different influences, because like I'm a big thrash metal fan. Matt, like, you like a bit of everything really.
Pretty much.
And then Morgan's into like his black metal and gothic sort of stuff. And when it all comes together, you know, it makes us sound quite different, I think.
Yeah, very much.
I hope so, anyway.
It's putting everything in a mixing pot, and what comes out is...
I mean, that is one of the main
mix.
comments we get when we play live, is people say you can't get bored of your set because every song's different.
Yeah.
So, you know, it doesn't all sort of go into one, and we're quite happy about that.
But that can make an interesting album as well from a listener's point of view.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you've got an album which sounds the same track, it sounds like, well, hang on, I'm on track 5 and yet I thought I was still listening to track 1.
Yeah, very much so, yeah.
So
that's probably our main objective. We put stuff together and make a song.
Yeah.
It's, you know, we try and make it different to what we've already done. You know?
Yeah.
There might be little bits of
But at the same time, we don't try and force anything.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been listening a lot lately to the King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime album by Faith No More, and you can't get an album that's more diverse than that, you know. So, we like to sort of just go with it, and it seems to always come out different. So because I mean, we've got some quite sort of groovy songs.
Well, yeah, it's very
heavy but groovy,
and it's very natural. You know, it's not as if it's been manufactured like cut, shirt, a few wrists put together. It's very flowing now. You know.
Well, when we write it, we kind of have in mind the live performance of it as well, because some bands will record an album or an EP, and then they can't.
Well, they can't replicate it live.
They can't replicate it live. Because I mean, with our EP as well, we've asked the producer to make it as close to our live sound as we possibly can.
Very raw.
Because you get a lot of albums these days that seem very overproduced, and
there is Judas Priest, their brand new album. You can tell that's not digitally produced. It's the old school way of producing an album. It's been done almost to perfection. Whilst on digital production, it's beyond perfection. It's like there's no way you can replicate that live, because you can go, well, actually, that sounds nothing like what's on the
exactly
on the song itself. Okay, a bit of a fantasy sort of question for you guys. Universal Studios give you guys a call saying, we want you to produce a soundtrack to a film. What genre of film would you think your music would be best suited?
It's got to be a horror film for me. It's got to be.
Probably something edgy, something like a From Dusk Till Dawn type thing, you know? Something with that a bit of a twist, because that's very much like our music,
Yeah,
you know.
it's kind of an action horror with a bit of comedy.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't want nothing too meaningful. You know?
You've got to have that bit of comedy.
Something little insane would be perfect.
Yeah.
Sort of it's almost like British black comedy type thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, pretty much so, you know.
Yeah, like Train Spotting but with zombies. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So obviously you said you got a gig coming up soon at the Two Pigs.
Yeah.
What else is in store for the remainder of the year, or is it everything going to be put sort of like on ice for a bit until 2015?
No, I mean, Aaron comes back on the 2nd of September. Then we've got a gig in Coventry on the 12th.
Yeah.
So we've got to get practice in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's very full steam ahead. We've got about 8 or 9 shows all booked up. We've got an event.
Cryostorm, we were playing today, we're supporting them on the 20th of September. So that's
nice one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a lot of things coming up, absolutely, in the pipeline. We've got an Evelyn Alfest in front of like 500 people, so in Gloucester. So I mean, that's playing with like a Screamer and that.
Yeah.
Hopefully 500 people.
Yeah, so you know.
I mean, the Screamer lads, we've got a big soft spot for them because our first ever gig we played supporting them at the Two Pigs.
Excellent.
Enough. And you know, ever since we've always stayed in contact. So yeah, we really have a soft spot for them. Letting this new band that nobody had heard about. You know. So yeah.
Excellent. I always like to ask it's almost like a future side that question, like where would you see you guys in sort of like 5 years time? What would you really like?
Personally, I'd like to be sort of playing, you know, your sort of big festivals. You know, I'd love, I mean, to be on like, for instance, the Pepsi Max stage at Download or something like that. You know, or one of the second or third stage at Bloodstock, something like that. That would just be perfect for me.
Yeah, just getting the opportunity to sort of do what you love, you know.
Yeah.
That's sort of like all the hard work is finally sort of being crafted and just sharing it with everyone else, you know.
Yeah, because we're doing all the hard slog now, and we're hoping that at some point, you know, that we will be able to do the things that any band would love to do. You know?
Yeah. Excellent. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking time out and chatting with us.
No, it's at all. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend. There's still some cracking bands
coming up.
Yeah. Onslaught are going to be closing the show. Looking forward to hearing the finished product on the EP as well, so we'll keep our eyes out for that. Definitely. And we will definitely be grabbing a copy when it comes out.
Yeah, no, absolutely, sure.
We'll make sure you get one.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.